Hey Carson, man, thank you. I went and I did it. Look, I think you got a great list there, man. But this is also why I don't like pound for pound lists. I recognize, like in my own list, I'm going through more through history where you were more current. And I've noticed through all my time and with boxing and whatnot that has a way of promoting the older fighters better than new ones. And that's exactly what I did, right? Like, who was like, we had many of the same fighters, like John Jones and George St. Pierre, we both had in there. Demetrius Johnson, we both had in there. And Anderson Silva, we both had in there in different spots. So my top five was not so different than yours. I think you had DC, Daniel Cormier in there, which I think was an oversight by me, right? But I also didn't rank the top 15. If I had been challenged to rank the top 15, I would have hoped that I would have come up with a lot of the fighters you did because you're right. Like, I mean, Dominic Cruz invented a whole new style of fighting with the rules for MMA, and I think that was pretty incredible. Forget about whether it would have worked or not on the street. I mean, he's a little guy anyway. What difference does it make? I think what he did was pretty incredible. Jose Aldo, another one you mentioned, I think what he did is pretty freaking incredible. Henry Cejudo, of course. Although I will tell you, I can't get out of Cejudo's loss to DJ the first time out of my mind. I didn't see him beat him the second time. So a lot of times it's our perspective too, right? Like, were we watching fights at that time? And at that time, I wasn't able to watch fights, so I didn't see that comeback, so to speak. But yeah, man, I think your list is good. I think it's solid. But again, at the end of the day, like pound for pound lists are all opinion, they're all perspective, and they're unseen biases, right? Like when I made mine, I had unseen biases that I didn't really even think about. And so, yeah, there it is, man. I mean, but they're fun, right? They're fun to do, and I love talking about them. And, the sport wouldn't be the same without them, right? We can opine on who our favorite guy is and why we love him. And, this happens whether it's division or not, right? Whether it's like, people like certain fighters. I'll never forget, I was in a prison bus with a counselor, like, he was sitting next to me, and he knew I was like a fighter, and he goes, hey, you know who my favorite fighter is? Ben Saunders, Killer B. That's my favorite fighter. And I just laughed to myself, here's Ben Saunders. I mean, he's this guy, like, I guess you'd call him a journeyman now in retrospect, right? But like, that was this counselor's favorite fighter, and he wanted to tell me, and that's why we like fighting. We decide who we like, and we just roll with it, and that's neat, man. I think that's freaking cool, that people can decide whoever they want. We don't have to be from Pittsburgh to like the Steelers. Of course, a lot of people outside Pittsburgh like the Steelers, but yeah, it's one of those awesome things about MMA. You feel them, and you like them, and you follow them, and that's it. There it is. Read my book, Warrior of the Life.